Call this meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals for September 18th, 2025. Order. Would you please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Wash.
Here.
Lance Wallace. Mike Heenholz.
Here.
Jeff Meister. Rick Hogg.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Here. We have the minutes from the previous meeting on July 17th before you. Are there any changes that need to make there? Second. A motion to approve and a second. During discussion, abstaining and present. Okay. So all those in favor of since we have one abstaining, do you want to do a roll call?
It's a good idea.
Yeah. All right, we'll do a roll call for approving the minutes.
Jeff Wash.
Approved.
Lance Wallace. Mike Heenholz.
Abstain.
Jeff Meister. Rick Hogg.
Approved.
They are approved.
Yes. All right. Do you have any announcements that we need to make?
So, the only announcements for tonight is you see under public hearings A 25-B-04 37 Homestead Drive has been continued into next month.
Before we move into our public hearing period of time, I'd like to go over the rules, meeting procedures, and conduct that we established here for the Board of Zoning Appeals. Bear with me as I read them. I haven't done it. The Sheridan Board of Appeals is a 5-member appointed volunteer body required by Indiana law for all communities that have zoning. The board's role tonight is to hear the request and make a decision to vary from the town of Sheridan's Unified Development Ordinance. First, staff will present a report with emphasis and recommendations relating to the required state law criteria. Then the board members may ask questions at this time or any time during the meeting. Next, the applicant will then make a presentation and will address each of the required criteria. Per Indiana case law or court decisions, it is the applicant's responsibility to prove to the board that all required criteria for that type of variance are met. The board members may ask questions of the applicant during or after the applicant's presentation. Then the board chair will then open the public hearing, allowing the audience to speak. If you wish to speak, please sign up with your name, address, and sign-in sheet. There is one sign-up sheet for each case in the back. Comments must be pertinent to the request being heard, and all your remarks must be directed to the board from the microphone. Comments made from the seats will not be recorded, and you will be asked to leave. Board members may ask questions of the public. After everyone on the list has had a chance to speak, the chair will close the public hearing portion and the audience may no longer speak. Following the closing of the hearing, the applicant may then be given time to address any additional issues that have been raised during the public hearing. Finally, the board may further discuss the criteria and may also ask further questions before the chair calls for a motion, which may include conditions of approval. That motion from a BZA member shall be based on, shall reference the state law required criteria called findings. There must be 3 votes for any motion to carry. The board vote is final. Under Indiana law, the BZA's decisions does not go to the town council. The written decision is reflected in the findings for the case, which address the required criteria. The board's decision becomes effective when any conditions are satisfied. If the board grants a requested variance or special exception, A building permit and or development plan must be obtained from the town. Please conduct yourself with courtesy tonight. We'll share this board of zoning appeals committee. Thank you for preparing for that. At this time, I'll take our report. Do I need to open? I don't need to open it right now. Wait.
Correct. Okay. So 25-B-07, 24687 Hamilton Boone County Line Road. The petitioner requests a variance of development standard to modify the minimum lot area from 10 acres to 5.42 acres and the maximum building height from 30 feet to 32 feet in the AG1 General Agriculture District. The current land use of the property is agriculture. The Sheridan 2013 Comprehensive Plan Future Land Use Map identifies this area as agriculture. A single-family home is compatible use and is consistent with the zoning. The subject property is 5.42 acres. It is currently zoned EG1. Adjoining properties are zoned EG1, except to the north where properties are zoned EG2, Agriculture Business District, and EI, Enclosed Industrial District. The surrounding properties were developed during 1976 according to Hamilton County area photographs. Should the board determine to approve the petition, the approval would not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community. It is unlikely that approving the requested variance would be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because the proposed single-family home is common for the agriculture area. The acreage of the property matches the surrounding parcels and will not have a negative effect. A roof height of 33 feet would allow the home design to be steep roofed, consistent with modern architectural styles of the single-family homes. The 30-foot roof height challenges the allowable pitch of the roof, impacting the interior ceiling height. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner. It is unlikely the use and value of adjacent property will be affected in a substantially adverse manner. The lot area of several surrounding properties does not meet the AG1 zoning standards. The added 3 feet of height to the proposed single-family home would not affect adjacent properties. There are single-family homes of varying heights surrounding it, and the barn on the neighbor's property exceeds the requested height. Furthermore, the location of the proposed single-family home is away from surrounding properties, so the height of the roof would not have little health or safety impact on the adjacent property owners. The need for the variance arises from some conditions particular to the property involved. The property is unique due to the Monon Trail and was split prior to the adoption of the current Unified Development Ordinance. Approval of the variances will result in a single-family home being built in a roof height of 33 instead of 30 feet. The strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the subject property. Strict adherence to the zoning ordinance will prohibit the desired improvements to the property. Staff recommends approval, and that concludes the staff report.
Is the petitioner present? I'm assuming. If you, are there any other things that we need to cover here?
It's the petitioners.
You'll state your name and who you with.
My name is Tony Hartman. I'm from Plainfield, Indiana, and I'm with Drees Homes. I manage the Elevate division of Drees Homes, which is a part of our company that builds homes for people who own their own land. And I'm here on behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Bachman. Mr. and Mrs. Bachman purchased this property last year with the intention of building a home. And we would like to help them do that if our request is approved. Staff's done a great job of outlining variance of why we think that it'd be okay. So at the risk of being a little redundant, I'll go ahead and state our part. So the lot is 5.2 acres and zoned Ag 1, which has a minimum size of 10 acres. The height of the chosen home design is 33 feet, and Ag 1 max height is 30. So we're looking for a variance for those reasons because our property is only 5.2 acres and it's 33 feet height. This request is consistent with the existing developed properties zoned Ag 1 that are adjacent to and located in the general area of there are in the general area of 22 nearby parcels zoned Ag 1. And then looking kind of at the area located south of the Monon, east of Hamilton Boone County line and north of 241st Street, there are 13 homes. None appear to meet the Ag 1 acreage requirement, and I believe there's an exhibit in there material. So, and then as far as for the roof height, allow the roof height to be 33 feet and move the maximum of 30. Will allow the design of the home to keep a more attractive, steep pitched roof consistent with its architectural style. Limiting roof heights to 30 feet reduces design options for today's homeowners who want 9 to 10 foot first floor ceilings and 8 to 9 foot second floor ceilings. And the aesthetic benefit of a higher pitched roof on certain home styles can be difficult to achieve in a 2-story home that of what's limited to 30 feet. The north boundary of the property borders the Monon Trail. Building a home has no apparent impact other than perhaps enhancing safety. North of the Monon, parcels are zoned Ag 2 and E1. Which is what was in the staff report. What is being requested would be allowed if this were zoned Ag 2. The south adjoining property is similar in size and use as what is intended for the Bachman. This home is 240 feet as far as the height of the roof goes. This home is 240 feet from the road, 140 feet to the trail, 85 feet from the south property line, and 661 feet from the east property corner. At these distances, the added height would have very little to any impact with the surrounding. So the Bachmans purchased the property in 2024 with the intent of building a home. If variance is not granted, building a home isn't possible in this property, and the value of the property would certainly be diminished. And if the 3-foot variance to the max building height, 30 feet, granted, the home designed for the Bachmans will have to have the roof structure redesigned and re-engineered for a lower pitched, less steep roof, which will change the appearance of the home to be less consistent with the architectural style and will be an added expense for the Bachmans. And so with that, I'm happy to answer any questions if that's the appropriate time for that. And I think we'll consider looking favorably.
So to be clear, you're asking for variance on the size of the property.
Correct.
Based on what we're built on and the height of the well,
That's correct.
I would suggest that if we didn't allow the variance, that vehicle and you go there. That so
Well, for the height, it would just be the Bachmans would incur the cost. Yes, that's what it
one. Make that clarification, of course. I have a question on heights. What is the reasoning behind allowing or disallowing certain heights in a community? Is it more aesthetics, or is there attraction?
It's a historical element, actually. Building heights were limited to ensure that people had good air circulation between buildings and access to sunlight. Nowadays, building heights are usually regulated because of proximity to airports, or they want to make sure there is a consistent style of development in a subdivision or neighborhood. And when you get into these rural areas, you commonly have barns that are at a much higher height than what this particular district allows. This is something that we have already identified in our list of changes to the UDO that we will make when the comp plan is complete.
Wanna move back?
Mhm.
Anybody else? Any questions, Mr. Parker?
I have a question. I'm just looking at the aerial now. See the gravel drive and the pond. Is there a structure just east of the pond? I can intrude. I can't make it out from the area.
There's a shed or a
Or a small barn,
something.
some accessory.
That's correct.
And the only other question I have is for staff, probably more than the applicant. Just clarifying the first variance. I mean, the lot exists today in the 5.42 acre, it's zoned as Ag 1. So the variance that's being sought really relates more to the approval of building a single family dwelling on that lot. We're not approving the odd lot size. That exists. We're not approving the zoning change.
Actually, the lot area is a required lot area for this zoning district. And so at some point in time, the property was subdivided. The ordinance was adopted in 2023, and so it made the lot legally non-conforming.
Sure.
Meaning it was legally established, but it was non-conforming. So this gets into the non-conforming statute where you can't increase a non-conformity.
Yeah.
So legally, they would not be able to increase the non-conformity by building a home on the lot.
So this clears up.
It's a technical piece, yes. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much.
Time 5:47. At this time, I will open up to the public hearing. Anybody that would like to respond to this petition may do so at this point. Come to the podium and let us know how you feel about this.
We do not have anyone signed up to speak.
Is there anybody in the audience who address this? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 5:48. Not the shortest public hearing we've ever had. All right. What do we want to do?
Make a motion to approve.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of approving both variances? Piece of property? Height? The size of the property itself? Signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Seeing none? Approved. Make sure you do what you've been doing. And welcome to Sheridan. We look forward to having you. You need to guard that end of the on trail. That's right. You're the last beacon in Hamilton County.
That is.
We've already met people.
Thank you so much.
Do you have anything else? We've got non-hearing items. There's no training,
No.
sort kind of trainers here. Update us on the conference.
Sure. So since this board last met in July, we've had 2 public open houses for initial input into the comprehensive plan. Both were well attended. We had approximately 50 attendees here at the Sheridan Community Center on August 12th, and then on August 25th, we had approximately 40 at the Eakin Community Center. And they were 2 very different crowds based on the sign-in sheets. There wasn't a lot of duplication in terms of people who were in attendance. In fact, there was very little other than members of the steering committee. So that was good to ensure that we were getting 2 different perspectives of input into the comp plan. Staff also held a pop-up event at the Sheridan High School football game last Friday. We handed out a flyer. We got through just about all our flyers. So we got through about 175 flyers before the game started. And then after that, it got really quiet. So we left in about the second quarter because we weren't getting a lot of traction past the booth. A lot of kids were interested in what we were doing, but not a lot of input. So our flyer was indicating that we will be at the Track or Treat, which is at the high school on October 29th. We will have the Big Ideas. This is the very last open house, but it's the Big Ideas open house that we'll be holding for the comp plan. We'll be in the hallway in front of the auditorium at the middle school and high school. The purpose of that particular open house is the consultants will take a lot of the data they've received to date, analyze it, consolidate it, and come back and say, okay, this is what we think we heard from you. Please provide input. So that's the purpose of that open house. And again, that'll be in the hallway in front of the middle school, high school auditorium. The evening of Track or Treat, which is October 29th. We'll have some balloons and things outside to hopefully encourage people to make their way over. Also, I want to make a note for anyone who may be listening online that the online survey is still available. You can access that at plansheridan.com. And our One Wish board is still available in the lobby at Town Hall. So if you remember from some of the open house meetings, we had kind of what's your one wish for Sheridan? And people would leave a message on a Post-it note, and that is still available at Town Hall. We've actually been getting a pretty good response having it up at Town Hall. So we still encourage people, if you're stopping in for any reason to pay bills or to speak with staff, that you provide that input. Our next steering committee will be on October 8th, and we'll be meeting here.
Yeah, really fun. All right. Welcome to anybody, Jeff, saying. You can do that.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Sounds good. All those in favor?
You are so.